Okay, good morning, everyone. This is the August 19th, 10 a.m. virtual county commissioner meeting. And we have with us today about 20 people, it looks like, virtually who are joining us. So thanks for being here. Let's call this meeting to order and we'll establish a quorum. Commissioner Chuck, are you with us?
I am present. Thank you.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am here too. And so that gives us a quorum. No recognitions or proclamations. And we're going to jump right into the adoption of the consent calendar. Commissioner Chuck, do you have any items to review or highlight?
No items to review or highlight. I move that we approve the consent calendar as presented.
I would like you to pause that, or I would like to pause the motion. Commissioner Chuck, I do want to highlight our nonprofit social service agency allocations. It's quite a bit to say. We've got some committee appointments today. And Commissioner Chuck, I've kind of got some introductory comments on this one. And for anybody who's new joining us today, um, we've historically said items on the consent calendar have come before us or they're routine. Uh, and last meeting or the meeting before, I pulled our tourism and history contracts. I don't think I really provided a very good explanation for why I was doing that. I didn't articulate that. I don't think that's helpful for anyone when I'm not clear about what I'm trying to do. And Commissioner Chuck, what I wanted to really highlight today is these appointments here. Um, we've got some, according to the order here, we've got some outgoing individuals who've served on our nonprofit social service review committee. We've got some incoming coming in, and I don't know, Mr. Lip, about how long ago did we advertise the grants process was open? Has it been a month or a little over a month?
It's been a little over a month. The deadline was extended twice.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And so we need committee members to review those grants. And I wanted to give everybody some context because it's just such a neat thing that the county does. And it's been 25 years that we've been doing this. And of course, these organizations that, who might get awarded for these grants. So we're doing amazing things here for so many nonprofits. And, I've been kind of diving into our history. And as these dollars come from our general fund, that's definitely a commitment this board makes, this organization makes to those nonprofits. And going back 25 years, we've given close to 4 million. That's an approximation over all that time. So again, these things come from our general fund. And if we look at the 35, I believe roughly 35 applications we've received, not everybody's going to get funded. So these committee members are doing something very valuable for everyone. Now, Commissioner Chuck, the thing is here is there's no information, no details about incoming, outcoming. And I just wanted to recognize that the individuals who appear to be leaving us, Zach Dahl, Tom Fulmer, Norma Jean Washburn, we just thank them so much for their commitment to this committee over the years. And we have these new individuals coming in. So, Commissioner Chuck, we didn't do a vetting process. I'm assuming staff has worked on this. And that is just kind of where I'm at. I just want to know. I mean, I've done some investigation on these individuals. Some of them are, familiar to us, but we really didn't review this in advance. And so, any thoughts on that? I mean, I guess maybe were you working on this or staff? If anybody could just kind of update me on it, I can see that they're individuals I'm familiar with, which is good. So, any thoughts, Commissioner Chuck?
Well, I would say if we're going to delve really far into this, we should just move this to decision and then get on with the consent calendar, and then we can resume the discussion there.
Okay, so, all right, well, let's remove the appointments from the consent calendar. And then I would take a motion on that, Commissioner Chuck.
Uh, I don't think we need a motion to move it to
Well,
discussion.
we
If
can-
you want to second my motion, then we can approve the consent calendar and then move on with the agenda.
well, yeah, I guess what I would move is we pull the changes in membership and move it to discussion, and then adopt the consent calendar as presented otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think we need a motion to do that, though, Commissioner Miller. You can just, as chair, I would agree to move it to decision, and then we can go on with approving the consent calendar.
Well, I would prefer we move it to discussion.
Okay, I agree.
Okay. All right. Motion is approved. We will move.
That wasn't a motion, Commissioner Miller. We need to approve the motion to approve the consent calendar now. I consented to move it to the decision.
Okay, Commissioner Chuck, just so I'm clear, bear with me. I would move that we adopt the consent calendar as presented, with the exception of the nonprofit review committee order.
Okay, I will change my motion since I made the motion. Yeah, so I will change it. So I move we approve the consent calendar as presented and move the nonprofit list of people to the decision.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I second that motion. Okay. So your consent calendar is through.
So I vote aye.
And I'll second that motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay. So moving on, everyone, we'll discuss that here shortly. We do not have any public hearings. There is no decision in action. That bumps us into discussion. And should we bring it up now, Commissioner Chuck? Where would you like to continue this? I mean, I'm just open because this is going to, I've got quite a lot of things to talk about on the vacancy. I imagine you do too.
We can do the list of nonprofit people if you like.
Okay. All right. So continuing discussion on the agency committee members. Commissioner Chuck, I mean, maybe you've been working on this, and if you can bring me up to date, if Council Yule, we can talk about this and see, what was the process to select these individuals, essentially.
You want to?
Hey, good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning, Council.
Yep, these individuals were selected based on previous experience with, they're all retired individuals, but with nonprofits, involvement in the community, and just willingness to serve on this as a volunteer.
Okay. And is Kathleen Kelly our lead staff on this then?
Ms. Kelly is the one who administrates sending out letters, but administration. So right now, I am handling, basically, Ms. Kelly did reach out to some of the volunteers based on a list of people who are interested in serving.
Okay. Commissioner Chuck, what about you? Have you just wanted feedback if you've been involved?
No, I have not been involved. I left that to Kathleen to do the process. So no, I have not been part of the process. I know two of the members quite well. I think they will serve on this board admirably. And I don't have a great relationship with Signe, but I have seen her around town. So I think these are three very good individuals that will be looking at these applications well and making good decisions on our behalf.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for that. Thank you both for some details. Yeah, all three of these individuals, I just think it would be of value for us moving forward to consider this, right? And just take an opportunity to talk about what we do, why it's important, who these individuals are, why we trust them, and their history. Because you're right, all three of these individuals are have great histories. So I think I'm fairly comfortable with making these appointments today, but just noting that I think there's some value in discussing it. So. Okay, so I would take a motion then on these appointments. Commissioner Chuck,
All right, I move that we appoint Bob Eder, Keith Barnes, and Signy Miller to our nonprofit grant review board.
and I will second that motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. And be on the lookout, everyone, for more details about those applications as those review committee will go over them. And 35 so far. And it will come down to those final choices. So thanks for your work on that. Okay, position 2, vacancy. Commissioner Chuck, do you have any introductory comments on this one, or?
Sounds like you have quite a few, Commissioner
I
Miller,
do.
so go ahead. I have a few comments, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Yeah, let me get my talking points on that. I just want to bring others up to speed if they're unfamiliar with it. Again, we have about 20 people with us virtually today. But yeah, Commissioner Chuck, I do want to fill this vacancy today. And the board needs 3 members, and the public deserves full representation. Lincoln County's operated without 3 members since the passing of Commissioner Hall in January. This has continued for approximately 7 months. The board previously invited applications and began a public appointment process. Marcy Baker, Kristen Dawn, they completed interviews with us. 2 other candidates also withdrew in our final 4 that we were going to interview. We've considered other community members who've applied at different stages. These include Rob Barnhill, Drew Earls, Dave Hansen, Matthew Harwell, Eddie Townsend, and that's in the totality of the process. Then the May election came around. Kristen Dawn and Joe Steer, they're advancing to the November election. One of my thinking is that due to fairness, due to election neutrality, I didn't want those 2 individuals on the table. So today I'd hope we can move forward and appoint somebody. So I've definitely got 4 I want to propose at this time, but Commissioner Chuck, I'll put it over to you in case you've got a different direction.
Basically, I would say that we never finished the process that we started.
Okay.
I will also say that the things you brought up were never part of the original process, and I intend on honoring that process that you and I first agreed on. There was nothing in there about who was going to be winning elections. It was basically we had 2 interviews. During those interviews, I stated my desire for Ms. Dawn to be fit to fill that vacancy. I still stand by that. I submitted criteria. I talked about why she deserves that spot. I still have not heard that from your end. Ms. Baker is currently running for Lincoln City Mayor. So I'm not sure what her availability is, but I'm sure that she would be wanting to do a little bit of campaigning and not have other duties on top of that. So other than that, I think that you and I both agreed that we were at an impasse, and so I still see us at an impasse. But I'm willing to listen to what you have to say.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're clear. Curtis Landers, you just mentioned Baker, Sherry Brubaker, Drew Earls. Those are all potentials that we've discussed before. Just checking back in with you. I'm prepared to potentially negotiate if on one of those, but are you interested?
I pretty much stated what I thought, Commissioner Miller.
Okay.
You have still not given me a reason or criteria why you don't feel Kristen is suitable for the position. I will stand by that, and this was never part of the process. So we have two candidates up there. You know, Counselor Baker is now running for mayor, so I think that she would be busy. Miss Dawn basically put her business on hold, waiting for a decision from us. Miss Baker did also. I think it's fair that we do that, and just let me know what's wrong with Kristen.
Okay. Well, I would propose potentially Dave Hansen. I would move to appoint Dave Hansen. He was on your list. Would you be interested?
I don't know. I have not reached out to Dave. Have you reached out to him at all?
I haven't talked to Dave.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm just trying to move it forward.
yeah.
Matthew Harwell.
I think Matthew withdrew his name, so I think that was his. Yeah.
I'll check in with him again.
Yeah. Yeah. So
maybe Katie Jacobson would be interested in working with us for a few months. Okay. So, Mr. Chuck, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't entirely sure where you were going to be today, if you had changed your feelings on this. Thanks for at least being very upfront about where you're at.
Well, you have still not told me why you don't feel Kristen's worthy of filling that position. So I will just stick with that, Commissioner Miller. And
right.
you stated in May that we were at an impasse. I would agree that we're at an impasse. And we'll just keep it there.
Commissioner Chuck, okay. Well, just to be clear, I'm going to make a motion, okay? This is what I think we need to do. I think we need to really consider that we just need to find some alternative, okay? And I'd like to move that we schedule a special public meeting no later than August 26th for the sole purpose of filling position 2 vacancy. We should require each of us to publicly submit up to 3 election neutral candidates. We should have the county clerk and county council verify those eligibilities. We should publish the candidates' names and qualifications. And then also ask the candidates to make sure that they're willing and don't have any conflicts. So I think as a motion, we should do that and commit to moving this process forward. Do you second that motion?
No, I don't. I don't think we need to start the process over. I think we need to finish where we're going, Commissioner Miller. If you want to state what your criteria was, and please say why you don't feel Miss Dawn is appropriate, and then we can go on from there. But I don't feel we need a special meeting. And I will agree that we're at an impasse right now.
Okay, well, Commissioner Chuck, thanks for your time on this.
Yeah.
I guess we do not have a second on the motion to make a special meeting and propose some serious individuals that we think could join us for these months. Okay. So
I would say that Miss Dawn is pretty serious. So, like I said, you still have not stated why you don't feel she's appropriate. So we will move on. So it's up to you.
I've stated that to you numerous times. Okay. So, wow. Yeah. Wow. Let's move
Sounds
on.
like we can agree on an impasse right now.
I don't think so. I don't think that's exactly what I would call it, Commissioner Chuck, but let's move on.
Commissioners,
All right.
Is there agreement to bring this back for the next meeting, or is that what you're saying, that there is not agreement?
Council Yule, I believe we've stated that we're going to leave it on. So
Commissioner Chuck, would you like this to remain as an agenda item?
We'll do one more meeting, and if we come to the same conclusion, I would say we take it off, but we can always have it as agenda topics. But
Okay.
So Commissioner Chuck, are you saying you just are kind of giving up on the process?
well, your my answers don't seem to be suitable for you, and your answers aren't suitable for me. So right now, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I am not. So let's move on to reports. Agenda topics. Excuse me. I have no agenda topics, real specific agenda topics today. I do think we should look back at these virtual meetings and get back and do them live and work on our public comments and bring that back to fully being open instead of agenda items. I think that would be wise for us to do. I think we should look at the agenda process itself, a lot of things, but nothing to dive into granularly today for me, Commissioner Chuck.
Okay, I'd like to put on as a discussion item for the next meeting, going back to meetings in person.
Yeah. Okay, great. Great. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. I would move we make our next meeting's discussion item in-person meetings. Second?
I think we just need to have consensus. So I agree to have it on the next meeting as an agenda item.
Okay, then we have consensus. Okay. Uh, anything else for you, Commissioner Chuck, and agenda topics?
Nothing for me, Commissioner Miller. Thank you for asking.
Okay. All right. Nothing for me either. That moves us to reports, staff or partner. We don't have anything listed. No commissioner reports are here today. That brings us to public comment and public information officer. We have anybody virtually who would like to provide comment? If so, do the raised hand function.
Commissioner, we have two people that are signed up to provide comment.
Great. All right.
Can you give me just a moment? The timer that I use has to be invited to the meeting, and I'm just waiting it to enter.
Okay. All right. So those of you that have your hands raised, I'll click on that myself while Kenneth is adjusting the timer. And attendees, you must have already seen him, Kenneth, because I don't see any raised hands at the moment.
We had two people submit the registration form to provide public comment.
Okay. Right. Stand by, everyone, as he's preparing the timer.
Apologies, I'm not sure why it's taken so long. It just says timer is entering the Zoom meeting, but it has not shown up yet.
Okay. Well, we can proceed, I think, and I can turn on my timer here.
That sounds fine to me.
Okay. Let me find it real fast.
Mr. Lip, actually, could you just keep time, Mr. Lip? Do you have like your phone or something that you could use?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it too.
Okay, the first public comment registrant is Cynthia George. Ms. George, you should be able to talk now.
Cynthia,
Can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. It's been quite a while since I've been able to bring forth some of the concerns I have. I have been writing letters and requested them to be put into the records. I have yet to see any of my letters appear with the agenda records whatsoever. So that's one of my first concerns. But this commissioner position that keeps getting thrown to the wayside. I couldn't quite understand why we weren't putting Kristen Dawn in, but at this time, I understand that we've got nothing but adversarial positions as it is right now. And so
Mhm.
I do agree with Casey Miller that this is the last thing we need is any more infighting whatsoever. And we need to get somebody who is outside this mix. We have got so many problems with this audit and the financial situations I have so many questions on the finances, the property purchases that have been made, and all these things that have been going on, the ARPA money that we don't know what has happened to. And so, until we get some of the clarifications of the finances of this county, I'd say we don't need an additional confusion in that mix. So let's go forward. Let's get somebody that's outside of the financing until we can figure out what happened in Lincoln County with all the money. Okay. So that right now is all I've got to say. And like I say, Kenneth, I would appreciate you start putting my letters and attaching them to the records. All right. You guys have a good day, and let's hope we can move forward.
Thank you, Cindy. Um, Cindy, that was only 2 minutes. Kenneth, who else do we have?
Next, we have Kathy Rigby.
All right, Miss Rigby, welcome.
Good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you good.
All right. This is Kathy Rigby, Lincoln County resident. I was gladdened to hear this morning that you have consented to consider opening up public meetings again to the public. I am commenting today that I want to emphasize how important it is for the public to be physically present in the room when decisions that affect their lives and their community are made. When people can show up, listen, and participate, it just strengthens the trust and helps our community feel connected to the government. So the public presence is not just symbolic. At its core, it's part of a transparent and accountable decision-making process. I also want to encourage the board to consider scheduling public comment at the beginning of the meeting before discussion and action are taken on agenda items other than consent. When comment comes first, people know their voices will be heard before decisions are made. It helps the residents to feel respected and it ensures the commissioners have the benefit of community perspective as you begin deliberations. This small change would make a meaningful difference in how accessible and welcoming our public process feels to the community. So thank you for considering this and thank you for your service to Lincoln County.
All
Those are my
right,
comments.
thank you. Well said. Appreciate it. Kenneth, anything else?
We have no further registrations, Commissioner.
Meeting packet for public comments. Anything there, Kenneth?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of public comment. And for everybody's context, reducing public comment, or removing it and then bringing it back as agenda topics only is not historically, um, something that we've done at all. So if you're watching the meeting for the first time, we've had public comment for quite some time. Moving it up front like other jurisdictions do, that's definitely something we can look at. I think that's wise, and maybe have, two elements, right? So that as the meeting progresses, if somebody's watching the meeting and then wants to make a comment, I think that's totally reasonable too. That at the end, we could circle back and have public comment. I think it's really important that we talk. And if we put together good rules, shared rules about what that means, I think we can do it right. And being together, absolutely, right? This is what it's all about. It's about engaging each other mindfully. So I'm glad people are paying attention and want that as well. Okay, so we have no executive session, and that brings us to the end. Unless Commissioner Chuck, you have anything else?
Nothing for me. Everybody enjoy the rest of their week.
Okay, I agree. And Thanks for joining us today, everyone. And remember, reach out to us, okay? Appreciate you being here and being interested. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, September 2nd. We could always have a meeting in between. So until then, though, have a great day, everyone. And this meeting is adjourned. Thanks.